Hello, my fellow masochistic monkeys. My name is Jackafe, and this is my full 100% platinum walkthrough of Black Myth Wukong. Now, this guide is intended for players both new and old who are looking for a more optimized experience on how to progress through the game. You know, when I personally beat the game for the first time, I made my journey to the west a fuck ton harder than it should have been. You know, even though the game is somewhat linear, it is so easy to miss important side quests and even whole blown out secret map areas that yield items, weapons, armor, spells, and upgrades that are literally there to assist you to victory and just to make the experience more enjoyable. So the ultimate goal is just to show that to you, whether you're new to the genre and you just need a little advantage, or you're just like me and have OCD and simply want to collect all the little goodies and experience everything that this amazing game has to offer. Now, I'm not a pro gamer by any means. I'm simply passionate for the title and the genre, and I just wanted to write my own love letter to the community by consolidating a lot of the information that's already available in just one package. So a lot of my notes are from my own playthroughs as well as the efforts from others. The game has a lot of unique builds and variety that can make each playthrough unique, and I'll do my best to showcase a variety of builds and how best to enable them, while at the same time offering my own recommendations in how to approach each encounter. Now, one disclaimer, and I'll only say this once, but if this is your first time playing and you don't need the help, I would highly suggest you play the game and experience it for yourself before you watch this, because there's nothing like a first playthrough. By all means, refer back to this at any point if you're stuck or you just want to make sure you don't miss anything. But I will be skipping cutscenes for the sake of the guide. I just want to pack as much information in one video as I can. Game Science did such an amazing job honoring the source material. It's a true labor of love, and you definitely deserve to feel that. Anyway, with all that said, I'm super excited for us to take this journey to the west. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do, of course, you're not going to see the continue journey here or load, but we're going to go into settings first. Everything should be default. For those that want to know, I am playing on the PS5, but we're going to go to the gameplay settings first, and we're going to toggle auto lock on when attacking. This will make it so that anytime you attack, you automatically lock on to the enemy. It's extremely helpful, especially with some of the enemy's movesets. So I highly would agree to turn that on. Moving down, I would, of course, like to show damage numbers. Who doesn't like to see big dick damage? I will put on low health alert to low. That way, there are some items that actually proc benefits when you're at critical low health, so having the game signal this to us will be helpful. And then in terms of the camera, its preference, I like a sensitivity of 3. And if we go on to display, absolutely play with performance mode. You won't even notice the difference in graphics and quality mode. And with a game like this where everything has to be precise, performance mode will give you that locked 60 FPS, which is essential. And then for me, I just put motion blur to weak. But again, that is preference. And with that being said, we are ready to go. This is a platinum walkthrough, so I will be getting all the weapons, all the armor, all the upgrades, all the secret side quests and map areas. We will be fighting every boss, and there is 81 bosses. If you want to turn back now, I don't blame you, but don't. We'll get through this together. God, I love these. That opening cutscene is so amazing. But anyway, again, please watch it on your own. We're going to start our first combat against Erlang. Now, he's actually the secret final boss that opens up the secret ending of the game. But in this encounter, you cannot die. So, lock on with R, your right trigger, and just take your time here, and we'll just talk about what you're kind of seeing on the screen. Of course, this is the boss's health. That's dodge. Dodge is very integral in this game. You'll be probably doing that half the time. Half attacking and half dodging. if you dodge at the right before an attack is struck, you'll do that. That's sound, which will give you a perfect dodge, and there's bonuses for that. But the whole combat flow is essentially attacking with your light attacks, building the focus points. As you can see, the gauge in the bottom right is building, right? Once we hit the gauge full, we get a focus point. In this case, we have 4 focus points because we're a literal god. When you start the game, right, as the Destined One, not as Sun Wukong, you'll have 1, and none of the abilities and spells. But the whole combat flow is basically build up to focus points, and then unleash it with the heavy. Now, you don't have to build to 4. You can build up to 1, right? And use it. And we'll go into all of that later. So again, don't be overwhelmed. God, that's so badass. But that's the whole combat flow. We're just building focus points with light attacks, dodging and trying to dodge right before they hit us, and then unleashing our heavy attacks. Now, on top of that, you get spells, which is the R2 in this case, because again, I am playing on the PS5. So what you can do actually is, as you can see here, hold the R2 button, and then use the corresponding button to do a bunch of stuff, like parry, or I can summon my clones. And don't worry, you will be taught this over time. For now, just have fun, you know, enjoy the larger-than-life fight. Don't worry about your health. You cannot die. Make your mistakes. Get comfortable dodging, right? You can also hold your heavy to build the focus attacks. Other than that, that was a laser trick. Right? And then that's the kind of flow of combat. Boy, kick me in the face. Look at this. Look at this. Look how badass this is. God, they did such a good job. But yes, as much as I want to watch. But again, right? Oh, he froze my immobilize. I parried there. You can dodge. If you want to actually, get rid of projectiles, you can hold the L2 button, left trigger button. Apologies for my PC users. But this can actually be used to build focus as well. We're gonna need some monkey help here. Freeze. But look, if you do this, and you actually hit the guy, you could actually build focus points on that. That's a pretty endgame type of strat, and I don't believe it's enabled with this build. No, it's not. So don't worry about that, but this will help with projectiles as well. Although, it's not the most used button. Again, you're dodging, you're pressing your light attacks, transferring to heavy attacks, comboing that up. You can back away, right? Use your spells. In this case... Oh, sorry, I went into camera mode. And that's it, baby. Enjoy the larger-than-life boss fight. You will fight this guy in the end, and I hate to say it, he is hard. But again, feel free to make your mistakes. Boy. Damn. And that's it. That's the glorious fight. Now we're going to be humbled. And now we're going to be the Destined One. Right there. All our powers are gone. We are just a humble, mischievous monkey.
Rise again.
Such a beautiful looking game. Wow. It's a journey. That's for sure. And for those watching, thank you very much for being part of it. Okay, Chapter 1, Black Cloud, Red Fire. There are 6 chapters in this game. So the first area we will be in is, of course, the Forest of Wolves. We will have none of those abilities that you just saw. Well, a couple, right? The light attack and the heavy attack, but none of the godlike power. Not yet. We'll get there. So this is basically the start of the game. We're fighting these little enemies. Again, lock on, dodge with circle, right? You can change the direction of who you're looking at while keeping focused, right? You're going to perform consecutive attacks with your light attack. That's it. When you trigger a full combo of your light attacks, you'll do that downward strike finisher move, and it is very powerful in building focus points as well as staggering enemies, because you can stagger. On the bottom left, you see there the white is your health, blue is your mana, and then the yellow there is your stamina. And then the right here, you have your focus point as well as the gauge. And then the stance that you're in, because you're allowed to actually have 3 stances in the game. More on that later. Always collect materials that you go on. That'll be used for making medicines. Now, again, you could dodge right at the last second for a perfect dodge. Here, you could actually start each encountering by holding the heavy attack and approaching each enemy with that. Will is your money or currency in the game. And for every enemy you kill, you will gain experience. And anytime you level, you will gain a spark. That spark is then used to level your characters, and we'll review the talents shortly. So a good way, again, is approach every fight is charge with heavy attack, hold it. All right, it'll tell you right here. Hold heavy attack to charge. It'll cost stamina, but it quickly builds up focus, and then it'll unleash that. Always watch out on your stamina on the bottom left. You see how it's being depleted? If it's out, you'll just launch the ability anyway, and all your abilities will actually like be reduced in damage, and you'll actually be like enabled to dodge. So always be mindful of your stamina. That's a staple in the Souls type community. That little whisper of light there follows you to a keeper shrine. But we want that juicy XP, so we want to fuck this guy's day. What's up? Later, nerd. And then we have our beautiful chest, similar to the God of War, right? That'll God of War throwback there. Tiny pieces of gold. Always make sure to sell that. You can sell that at vendors, or what's coming up, a keeper shrine. A keeper shrine functions like a bonfire. Again, in Souls, I'll be making some references there. But there, you'll be able to essentially teleport to, or fast travel. You'll be able to upgrade your armor and equipment. What you just received there will allow you to immediately go back to the last keeper of shrine that you visited. So you'll always approach these, offer an incense, which is a piece of your fur or hair, and then it'll open up and unlock that keeper shrine. So you're allowed to rest. This will, of course, replenish your gourd and your health and all that, and your mana, but it will also spawn the enemies. Here you can fast travel. This is our first waypoint, so we can't do that. The Trailblazer's gift. This is a pre-order gift. I will not be using this for the sake of people who did not pre-order. That's a gourd. That's basically your flask that is used to replenish your health, and it actually has other benefits that you can buff to that as well, but we'll be using the gourd that comes from the start of the game. So this is a good time to probably quickly go through the main UI. The self-advance tab will be your stats, your talent points. This is where you will be putting in your sparks. And again, for every level you get, you gain a spark. Don't worry about this too much. Again, these are the different talent point branches. We will go over what I feel is most optimal this early in the game. And then this is your smash stance, your staff stances, excuse me. You have 3 stances, your smash, pillar, and thrust stance. Again, don't worry about that yet, but this essentially is your combat style. They have different advantages and disadvantages to using those stances, and you can easily swap between these stances mid-combat. Then, of course, everything else is locked. We have our equipment here. Oh, sorry about that. We have our equipment. This is where you'll have your staffs. Now, staffs can be upgraded. They can be found. You can find new formulas and recipes in secret areas and chests or by defeating bosses. Same thing applies with armor. You'll find armor throughout the map by just simply progressing the game and exploring and beating enemies. And you can also upgrade the armor as well. Curious is almost like your talismans. Again, a lot of Elden Ring and Dark Souls type references. Apologize that. Just been playing those games a lot. But these are your accessories that help provide passive buffs. This is your gourd. This will allow you to, again, heal yourself. In this case, each gourd will have a drink that you could add. Those have advantages, right? In this case, we get 33% of maximum health back. And then you can have further advantages to these gourds, which is by adding soaks. Going on to inventory, again, you'll have your items, your materials, your drinks and soaks, ingredients, and key items. And then moving on to journal, you'll have a portraits, which is all the enemies you faced, and you could actually go into them. And if you expand, they'll actually tell you a mythological or like short story. So if you're really into being immersed into the culture and the mythology that is China, there's some really nice stories in here, so feel free to read that. But it is always recommended that we try to kill every new enemy type in the game. And that's basically it. And then the know-how, which is, you can come back and learn new things and how to play the game. So always feel free to reference this. But without further ado, let's keep going. So again, right, a very good way to start the combat is charge, build. You see that gauge in the bottom right. We have our full focus point. We're gonna unleash it. Has a pretty good gap. Dodge, right? Come in with attacks, and soon, right now, we'll be able. What you can do is, so you can approach a fight with a heavy, or again, you can attack the guy, right? So here for the sake of this, we'll actually just attack the guy, or what you can do is attack the guy, and once you have a full focus point, you can combo that ability into a heavy. But let's go back, and let's jump down here. Now, this guy is probably going to be the strongest guy you fight so far. So let's get in this. Hit him before he hits you. Always watch your stamina. He hits hard. Back away, back away, back away. Look at our stamina, right? Always dodge, come back, and then look, we can combo the heavy in from a light attack, right? And we're just gonna beat on him, and he does hurt. And now we gained our first spark. That is our level. Again, collect all the materials you can see, because this is used for creating potions. Potions like burn resistance, poison resistance, extra damage, extra crit chance. But the good thing is that you want to pick up any materials or herbs on the ground, because you have a chance to get a seed. And a seed will actually be used once you unlock the player hub. You'll be able to give someone the seeds, and you'll be able to basically have your own garden. So you don't actually have to farm. Now what I just picked up, will give you money. Will is your currency. But it will, once you have your gourd and you see a guy, you'll be able to actually fill your gourd so you can, replenish your health. But we'll encounter that NPC later. So here I am, just going to gather all this cool stuff. Try to get a chance at the seeds. Here's a frog, dude. Same thing. Hit, 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 hit. The most powerful thing you can do is that full light attack combo. All I did was spam the light attack button. Doing that does some heavy stagger, and it builds focus up amazingly. God, it's such a beautiful looking game. And we're just going to collect that. There's something over there that we're going to collect. So again, I'm going to charge my heavy, but I already had a full focus point. And that's it. All right, he's going to come at us. Dodge, dodge, right? Feel free to over-dodge sometimes if you want. And we're going to pick this up because we like loots. Oh, I know we like all the loots. Agentian. Again, used for our potions, which we'll be able to make and craft later. That will be in chapter 2 where we meet that guy. So, right now are, again, just very basic gameplay, but it's really nice how they kind of teach you. Oh, what's that? Oh, get back here. So you will see this guy in every chapter from 1 to 5. And the reason being is every time you see that guy, he's going to drop a very special item, a Skhanda of form. Now, we're not going to be able to use that until the end of the game, pretty much, once we collect all 5. And that will give us a very special pill, which will give us, well, the 5 Skhanda pill. Again, we'll be giving it to the NPC, the same guy that actually makes potions for us. And we'll be able to get a major stat boost to mana, stamina, and health. So, oh, and I missed that. Oh, look at that. You know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But here, you know, just have fun exploring, you know. I'm just going to circle back now because I want to kill these guys. Any extra XP is good. And don't worry about the spark. I will show you where to put your first spark investment. I have not forgotten. And I believe that was it. And as you can see, that's the bridge we came from. So, follow down this path and we are going to fight our first mini-boss. Bullguard. So, this is going to be exciting. But there he is. But before we go into that, let's open up our stats because we got a spark. We're level 2. We're going to use it. The first we're going to go for is composure. Excuse me. This is the first thing we're going to go for. And the reason being is anytime you dodge right now, it'll interrupt your light attack combo. This makes it, though, that you can dodge and it will still keep that combo. So you can attack once, twice, dodge, and it'll still build up to that massive, you know, light attack finisher. Very, very powerful because, again, that light attack combo is very good at stunning individuals. So, first point we're going to do and is going to go through that. And, of course, we're going to be dodging half the time in combat. So, being able to reduce the stamina cost, I like that. So, not much we can do here now, but this is our first guy. So, Bullguard, you will be getting an immobilize spell halfway through. Very, you know, the key things here is we're just going to dodge an attack, lock on the enemy, right, with our trigger, and we're going to use that secret spell we learned halfway. He has very telegraph charges, right? We're going to have him engage first, right? Maybe charge up your heavy. Let's see. Maybe we can get one off. And in this case, we did. Maybe you don't want to risk that. Like, very light attack combo. So just light attack, light attack, light attack, light attack, dodge, right? Dodge, dodge. Come back, light attack, light attack, light attack. We're going to use our heavy now because we got the focus point. We got hit there. Don't worry, we can take damage, right? The game's just trying to teach you, right? Try to get a full light attack combo off if you can. See this? It'll, oh, he's locked in this case. Oh, okay. Oh no, what am I doing? It's okay, it's part of the, so this guy saved us, and he's going to grant us a juicy, and our first spell, the Immobilize, which will freeze people in place for a moment of time. So thank you very much, and I'm unable to skip this,
It's been a while, but the Immobilize spell still works.
Oh, it'll work like a charm. You can easily make an entire build centered around this spell alone.
Since you hail from Mount
Each spell
Huadro,
also has
it
their
won't
own
hurt to
talent
teach
points
you
associated
how
with them.
to trick. Now, here we go. Give me your hand.
Ooh, that tickles. Here we go. Freeze enemies in place.
There you go.
So, ideally,
Should you
you're going to
come
want to
across
use
any
this spell
miscreants,
right before an enemy attacks.
point your
If you
finger
stagger the boss while
and
he's
release
immobilized,
this
it will
spell.
cancel the attack he was
You'll be able
about
to
to
hold them in
perform.
place
But you have to
by
make sure you
giving
stagger
yourself
that
a
person,
breather.
or else they're going to continue with that
Sadly,
attack animation.
mine
And that
is
could
but a
that could
humble
definitely
trick.
catch you off guard.
Its power will wear off within a few short moments. Though it's good enough against
I honestly,
boneheads like
for one of my
this
playthroughs, I played this in
just
the Chinese
consider it
language.
an ace up your sleeve.
Whether it's Mandarin, I'm not sure, but
The young boys these days know no
yeah,
manners.
I just like,
Fear not.
I love doing that
Teach 'em a
sometimes. So
lesson
here we are,
with your new
right?
spell.
We're gonna charge. We already have our full. Ah, all right. That's a big lesson in me. So we're gonna mobilize it first. That's a perfect dodge. You don't have to yet. Right before he attacks, right there. See? I immobilized him. I'm going to get a full heavy. It staggered him. Right? I'm going to charge now. Use my heavy. Bam. So the way you use it is you hold R2 in my case. Sorry. Xbox users. And PC. And then you just hold it and use, in my case, square. Right? And that's how you use spell. Each spell will have their own... again, that sound is a perfect dodge. You'll get advantages for doing that when you talent into them, right? So just use this as a way to practice, right? You're locking onto the guy, you're dodging, you're using your immobilize spell, and that's it, right? So I'll slow it down. We have our full focus point. I'm just going to wait until the immobilize spell is there so we can use it one more time so I can show you. This will be pretty integral. So if I did move fast the first time, I do apologize. See, it's up now. We're going to wait for him to attack. I hold it, and now you want to stagger him by doing your full combo. In that case, congratulations. You just beat your first mini-boss. And we earned a spark. So what do? As soon as you get a spark, we're going to go to the self-advance tab. And again, the first thing we're going to want to build towards is composure. There's a lot of juicy ones like this. This one that allows you to engage light attacks at a distance. I feel like that should have just been part of the game, but nevertheless, we are getting towards the composure. So right now makes each initial dodge more agile and flexible. So I guess it opens up the... invincibility frames, and that's going to be essential, right? Because again, we're going to be dodging a lot in this game. So the stamina tree is very powerful, right? And this just tells you, well, you know, use your sparks, but you know, little do they know you're watching this video. So, and yeah, go on and kill every guy you see. You know, look around and try to pick up every, you know, little fruit or mushroom. Start your encounters with trash, and even with bosses with full heavy. I see with the Bullguard I got greedy there. But eventually you'll be able to sprint and use your charge. See, right now, you hold the L2, you're sprinting. But if I'm holding charge, it goes into a walk or a jog, and I'm unable to sprint and hold it. But that's okay. And that's it. God, the full combo is juicy. And in this case, we don't have to. We already have our charge, so we can go in and then L1 and oh yeah, watch out those guys. They fucking explode, and I was almost poisoned. And watch that pool there. That'll poison you if you stay in. But yeah, L1 to use your health and pick up the materials. And we venture forward, monkeys. God, it's such a beautiful game. Sometimes you just want to stop and smell the Jade Lotuses. Alright. I'm not going to sprint too much. Sometimes I will. I just want to make sure that I'm not going too fast for some of you guys that are maybe following along. So, age ginseng. There we go. So we won't be able to use. Just making sure you know you move and you enjoy, appreciate the scenery, right? Did I miss something there? Nope. And there we go. We can start the fight. And you know, feel free with trash to use your spells, right? I mean, it takes mana, but unless you know you're going to go into a boss, which you know you may not know, I will let you know. But yeah, feel free to use spells during, you know, trash even, because you know they're there and they'll replenish anytime you go to a keeper shrine. These things, you know, any barrels, you know, this has taught us since Donkey Kong. Break the barrels. They'll have juicy stuff. Now look at this view. Now what we're approaching is a meditation. Each meditation will give you a spark. And you could actually go into the journal area in the main menu, and it'll let you know how many meditations there are for each map. Of course, we will want to relax and sit down and just take a breather. You earned it. You earned it. But yeah, with that said, we earned a spark. God, such a beautiful fucking game. You know, sometimes you just stand there and you go like, wow, man. A journey. So now we got 2 sparks. I like that. So we're going to continue down the stamina tree. And in this case, we can't put a point in composure because you're going to need to build a left arm, which is not as strong, but it's required. So, again, we're going to reduce the stamina cost when we sprint, and we're going to increase the stamina recovery rate when we're depleted, and really powerful early because, again, we don't have a lot of stamina. So the next 2 points, this will require 2, we'll finally do our composure, and then we can move on to other areas like the staff stances. Mysticism here, as you see, is opened up. You can put points into immobilize, and we will certainly take advantage of this early. The great thing is that you can respec at no cost at any point in the game by just visiting a keeper shrine. So, you know, sometimes you'll change builds just based on the person you're fighting, right? Here, again, I got the Trailblazer, but we're going to keep this because some people may not have. And just making sure I don't have anything. Yep. Not yet. And then inventory, you can cycle through. This will be used for, you know, upgrading armor and your weapons. The ingredients, again, we touched on. This is your key items. And then your journal. You can see the meditation spots. We have 3. So with that being said, let's keep going. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the guide. This is honestly my first time doing it. So it's honestly really hard to play a game and walk through and just to like look at your notes and make sure you don't miss anything. So yeah, I mean, it is my first time doing this, so I hope I'm doing a good job for you guys and explaining things to the best of my ability. So this is our second keeper shrine. So a few more options opened up. We have the self-advance. So this, when you get more spells, you'll be able to actually rotate or change spells based on your corresponding slot. Of course, we just have the immobilized spell. And then reignite sparks is what I talked about. If you hold triangle, you'll actually be able to reset all your sparks, or you can individually reset them, right, by just reclaiming it by pressing, in this case, square. So, and then the store, always go back to the store. There will be, you know, as you advance through the game, there'll be new things you can buy. This is I wouldn't worry about buying stuff right now. But again, burn resistance. There's some bosses, especially in this chapter, well, that will be used. But we will be picking up a special item to help with any burn. And then, as you can see, you can buy some materials if you need a little bit more. I would, again, save the gold unless you know you're missing some materials. The last final materials used to, like, get you that crafted item. So I wouldn't worry about anything. But selling, don't hold on to this. I played my first playthrough, and I swear to God, I had a fuck ton of gold and, like, treasures. And you can't do anything with that. So just sell them. And that is it. Make sure, if you are low on health, make sure to rest.
Hey, wait!
And
You don't think you
cannot
can just
skip this
parade
either.
in, do you?
But yeah, so
It's not
this
that
game
simple.
actually will give you what we call transformations. So this will allow you to actually
me transform you
take
into a
form
golden cicada
of the
so
monsters
you may
and
follow
bosses
the
you
fires
kill.
ahead.
And it will actually
Scout
give
this
you an
mountain
additional health
unnoticed.
pool. And it has its own mechanics. But we will be fighting our first boss and getting our first transformation shortly. Now this, when he's turning us into a bug,
It
this
might
actually
be
only happens
humble.
twice in the game
My
from what I'm
shrine
aware
is
of.
very versatile.
And in this case, I would just simply, like, you know, fly around, have fun, sure, but it's just gonna let you skip ahead, and you'll have to, you know, backtrack anyway. So, you know, have fun flying around and stuff. But in any case, you're gonna hold the R2 and just de-transform, right? And we're just gonna proceed from this checkpoint. It is easier to keep track of. So as you can see, our gourd there is low. So this is not really needed, but we might as well have every advantage we have. Just rest up. As you can see, bottom left, it fills it up. Right, and we're ready to proceed. Continue our journey. So we're going to approach again. Make sure you don't let go of the heavy too early. There is a nice gap, right? Now eventually we're going to put a talent point that allows us to actually, once we attack, kind of close the gap to it. We're going left. Don't go right. There's going to be a very difficult encounter. That's probably one of the most difficult in this chapter, more than the final boss. You can pass him. He's called the Wandering Wight. We will be killing him, but right for now, wolf first, and then the big fucking blue baby. You'll know what I mean when we see him. He is a bitch. And I'm not kidding. He's literally... there are people that spend hours and hours on him. But we're gonna... again, you're watching this guide, so we're gonna... do a couple of things first before we fight that guy. But anyway, proceed to the left area first. Right? Charge up, hit, repeat, baby. Yeah, make sure you pick up anything you see on the ground. This is a big guy, one of the first we see. Start the encounter again. Then typically, oh boy, relax. Sometimes, again, sometimes you want to get that. See how I dodged and then it reset my attack combo? That's why we're going for composure. So that I can just continue. I'm gonna freeze him. Why not? That. See, if we dodge right now, it resets that. But that's why we're going for that composure skill. It'll allow us to keep that combo chain. So very important. Mind cores. Those are going to be used when we level up our spirits. Actually, no, excuse me. Mind cores are used when we give it to the guy who gives us medicines. We'll be actually able to give him mind cores to get pills that will give us permanent buffs, like permanent health buffs. And actually, let's go back to the menu. If you click details, you'll see this is the stats, right? We have our health, mana, stamina, attack, defense, recovery rate, crit hit chances at 0, so we're unable to crit at all. And then the damage multiplier when we crit, and then of course the resistances and damage reduction and so forth. So this mind core will be able to give to get permanent buffs of those. But again, we won't be able to use that yet. So it does. The game does give us a lot of stuff that we won't use. In this case, we are going to go and stick to the left.
When you're down, there'll be no
Hasta la vista, baby. And then making sure we pick up all the goodies. This is the bird boy. He's tough. See? Fuck, I can't even see. Soon we'll be able to build on the smash dance. And, peace out. The big XP. Now, this waterfall is actually a secret, but we need an item from Chapter 2 in order to get in there. But that will send us on a quest, which will give us a lot of goodies. There's like a very powerful staff that you can continuously upgrade and improve upon. The long staff. It'll also give you other things, but that is part of the long quest chain. So, and the staff that we actually get from that, is the long wreath staff, and that can actually be upgraded to the golden long staff, which is extremely good if you want to do a pillar stance build, which we will get into stances again later. Right now, we are just using smash stance. That is the stance we're using. The game will, once we get to like level 5, we'll have access to the pillar stance. Are we level 5? Yes, we are. So again, spend your points. We have access to the pillar stance. Now, I haven't really put points into smash or pillar yet. Again, but the benefit of smash stance is that it is your all-arounder. It will allow you to be mobile while you charge. It will do heavy stagger damage. The pillar stance will be used anytime you want to play more defensively, have the enemies come towards you, anytime they're very tall, anytime you want to avoid any ground stomp AoE abilities that the guys have. So very useful. And then thrust stance is very much for when the enemy moves around a lot, right? Like enemies that fly. Every stance is viable. I like to play primarily with, what we're going to do is primarily play with smash stance, but I will be leveling the others over time because I do like the versatility of combat. Just makes things more interesting. But without that ado, we just need one more and we can unlock the composure skill. And I'm yeah, it can be a pretty... Sorry about that. So a little lost here on myself, but what we're gonna do is go towards this route. But, and here we go.
How dare you?
Another fight. Now, before we fight, how much am I away from not too much. So we're gonna fight him right now. So this guy is going to give us a transformation. He is Guangzhi. Now, very important things about this guy is that we're not going to want to charge our heavy and run after him because he moves around a lot and he will counter that. We'll want to basically make sure we're leveled up, right? Level 5, use your sparks. Dodge, he does burn and apply burn on you. So just make sure that you dodge 3 times. That'll remove the burn state. You can, of course, go to the equipment and... either, you know, use this to remove damage. Again, I would save these. I will honestly probably play the whole game without using any medication just in case people, like, use it too much and they die and they don't have the time to farm. So I'll do a no playthrough of pills. But there are ones that you can buy from the... that remove the burn state as well. But for now, just dodge 3 times to remove it. And what we're going to do is just simply dodge, build up our focus points, and combo in the heavy instead of charging and running at him. So I'm going to try to charge at him right from the start. Now, again, this is a little tougher. Oh, well, there we go. That proves me wrong.
Another monkey, I see. Why don't you lay down?
So he's probably going to come at us immediately. So we're going to dodge, 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 and attack you before he dodges. I'm going to wait for my combo. Missed. I was just about to use my immobilize. Right. Oh, damn, my immobilization is gone. Okay, not the strongest fight. He's going to charge at you. You're going to build up your full focus points. And stagger him. Right. We have our immobilize. He did counter it. This is he going to charge at you. He's going to charge at you twice. Okay. I didn't see it. And he's going to toss your weapon at you or run after you. Stay close to him. Dodge. He's going to jump. And again, watch it. Then he's going to jump again. Right. We're going to use our heavy. Combo in. We have almost our immobilize up. Ah, we got it this time, buddy. And now we're going to stagger him before he does his ability. Bam. We're going to do another heavy. Oh, and he got away. And we're going to get our man. Damn. Now we're burning. We're going to go 3. See, I'm not the best player, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Okay, dodge. Come at. And final. Bam. See how it tracks? And I'm going to use my full. He's going to charge at us. Charge at us again. Fuck me. I can't believe I'm not dodging that. And we're burning. And, right, we're low. But we're good. Ah, almost got him. And a mobilize spell, and we're gonna lock in the kill. Alright, not the most graceful. Honest to God, it's so hard for me to like play and explain as I'm trying to focus. I think it's just because I'm new at doing walkthroughs like this, but yeah. Either way, a kill is a kill. It don't matter how pretty it is. And now, we get to pick up and transform. So yeah, you can make a lot of mistakes and burn twice and completely fuck the fight up. But just again, you know, keep up your light attack combos. Try to get the 4th one that staggers him. Use immobilize before he hits you. Try to stagger him in that so that he gets, you know, in the immobilize so that he cancels his next animation. And dodge 3 times to again get rid of the burn. Build up your focus points and use it only as you're attacking with your light attack. And then you're using your heavy for a combo, right? So this guy will be able to use shortly. So the transformation is interesting. It'll essentially have its own health bar when you transform into him. And then on the bottom is what they call might, or in this case, stamina. Anytime you use abilities and things like that, it will go down. As soon as it reaches 0, you'll de-transform, right? And here's very important. It's a secret bell. We're going to want to ring 3 secret bells in the map.
You just had to make some noise, did you? Now everyone knows you're here.
These things again, until you meet that NPC, you won't be able to replenish your gourd with that. But this is a good opportunity to actually, like, you're low on health, right? What we're going to do is actually quick slot in the upper area, and it's going to be this. This allows us, again, go back to the last Keeper Shrine we visited. So we're just going to do is hold the R trigger button and then the diagonal up, and it's going to cue us back to a Keeper Shrine, just so we can have full health moving into the next areas, which is the right side of the map that we just came from. And it's nice to get a little bit more experience for the encounters that we're about to fight. And in this case, I guess spawning also immediately rests you. We got 2 sparks that fight, so finally we have our composure. Huge. You'll see how this works in a fight if I didn't explain it properly. And now we are going to, well, we have none. But we're most likely going to start building into the smash stance, because when you build into the staff area, you'll be able to actually have more focus points, putting more talent points in the staff area. Right. In this case, we are going to make a right. And always watching your stamina. What are we? We are pretty long in the guide, but that's because I did a lot of explaining of the settings and stuff. So the rest of the guide should go, or the rest of the videos should go a little bit faster. There's a lot of explanation done up front. Now, this fucker. I kid you not, he is the strongest fucking thing in this chapter. I wouldn't worry about him yet. We will come back to him. He does drop an ability to take his spirit that allow you to quickly transform into him and use his spell. Again, don't worry about that. We are going to quickly actually circle back from here, because I did miss this special guy here. And in this case, damn! So we're going to charge. Watch it, he does heavy damage. Next time he attacks, I'm going to... Nice try, buddy. Mobilized. Actually, this is a good way to show the transform. So I transformed. You can see this also has a gauge. When it's filled, you can dodge, hit your heavy, and it'll deplete the gauge. There's another move that he does that is staggered, but this guy's a beast. As you can see, right? You can press triangle or heavy to immediately, right, gap close, and then once the might is done, this goddamn archer. Once that might is done, God, I hate how I can't charge and sprint. I'm just so used to doing that, so I will get a point in that soon. This is a good practice, but you can hold L2 in this case to dodge projectiles. Okay, don't move yet. This is a good way to build focus points too, but that's for an end game kind of type of play style. And that's it. I know it's a bit confusing, but that should cover it. Then we go down here, and we should be able to go back to the baby. But if we circle back here, we should be able to find, yeah, some more crafting materials. If I'm not mistaken, right, this will lead us back to the guy we just fought. And then this back here is just a couple guys that we can kill. Getting as much XP as we can. Okay. Purple Gen Z. So for now, we are going to skip this guy. Because we are going to get a quick armor upgrade, actually, and a powerful pill that will give us increased health before we fight him. I kid you not, this guy will kick your ass if you're playing for the first time. He will fucking destroy you in 2 hits. So we will come back, and besides, we're not able to use his spirit and transform into him until we meet a PC, the guy that buffs our gourds. So, you know, don't worry about it yet. Even if we kill him, we won't be able to use his ability anyway. So here now, a nice snake trail, just admiring. God, sometimes you just want to walk and admire. And this is probably why the guide is going to be so much fucking longer. You know, trying to make it a more enjoyable walkthrough instead of just spitting fucking random facts at you. And then here we go. Just a couple little test all your abilities. Feel free to use all your abilities here. There is a keeper shrine coming up. Oh, nice. You can use the go after this guy. You know, stun him. Get rid of Archer first. See that full combo? And then I can go right from a light attack into a heavy once you have a focus point. So I hope I've made that clear. And, well, that guy died. And looking around, sorry for being dizzy. No, nothing to grab here. So now we're at the Guanyin Temple. Now you're welcome, because we will be getting a first armor set upgrade. Well, a new armor piece.
Keep quiet. You don't want to set off that beast.
Oh shit, we got
In the backyard is Black Wind Guai's ally.
Damn.
Calls itself Lingxuzi.
Lingxuzi.
Considering your strength, I suggest you get away while you can, little monkey.
Oh boy, what was that? So most important is unlocking this keeper shrine, and the reason being is we'll be able to have our first craftable armor. So we will be able to make the pillar set. Now, each armor, again, is found by progressing through the story or beating bosses. That'll give you secret recipes. You can upgrade these sets. Every set piece that have a 2 and 4 piece or a 3 and 4 or 5 piece bonus can be upgraded. All the way from uncommon all the way to mythic. And I kid you not, this set piece in the end game, when you upgrade it to mythic, is probably the second best armor in the game, if not the best. You will not be wearing this throughout the whole game, right? Because you won't have the materials to level it to mythic, but I kid you not, there is a build around this that fucks things up. But for now, what we want to do is we got 4 yarn. We're going to want to build our chest here. That gives us the most, right? And then we're going to definitely build that. And then we're going to want to build our boots, because that gives us more defense there, as you can see to the right. So right now, we only have enough for 2 sets, right? So we don't have enough. But if we go into the store... Actually, how much do I need? I need 4. I need 5. I need 5 yarn. Can we buy 5? Now, beating the Wandering Right, that big blue bald baby, will give us more yarn. So, again, for the sake of the guide, I'm not going to do that. We have 4 yarn, right? 1,200. And I would... You know what? Don't spend it. Don't spend it, because we're going to be actually fighting the next boss. Now, for the next boss, excuse me, we're going to be doing a few things here. Just showcasing, we're going, instead of, a really good point we want is this, essentially, once it increases the engage distance. Like, you're going to want to basic bosses move around a lot, and you want to stick to them as much as possible. But for the sake of this fight, we are actually going to have pillar stance. The pillar stance will make hitting this guy a lot easier. The one that's coming up, not the baby. And as you can see, we also unlock transformations. But I barely put points in spells, but we will put some into immobilize, as I feel like that will be a better starter build for people new to the game. So put 1 in pillar stance and composure, and you should be more than okay on the next fight. Do we have make sure we rest, right? Make sure we rest. And then lastly, you know, verify that your armor is on. In this case, right, we got that extra 16 defense from here, and we moderately increased our sprint speed. And we have this, right? So we have our 2-2 set piece, no headpiece yet. That'll come, and we are ready to face Lingxuzi. Lingxuzi. I don't want to butcher that. Excuse me for anyone that's native to China that is watching. And I know there's a chest. Yeah, chest right here on the northwest area. So, this boss fight coming up, it looks a lot more intimidating
Once you pass that gate,
than
there's
he
no
actually is.
turning
So,
back.
the main strat here is that we will be using, again, craft as much pilgrim set as you can. We're going to be mostly attacking from his behind. We're going to be using our pillar stance, and we're just going to kind of wait and dodge on certain aerial abilities here. And then, of course, using our transformation, as he is weak to fire. Other than that, again, don't be intimidated by him. In order to teach you pillar stance, if you hold charge, the diagonal is how you change stances. So up is pillar stance, left diagonal is smash. You can change mid-combat. As you can see with smash stance, you can charge it, get a little higher, and then unleash it, right? Very good for bosses that are big, very good for staggering as well. And if you have a focus point built up from your late attacks, you can just simply stop attacking and click heavy attack, and it'll instantly give you that fully charged, focus hit. But without further ado, let's see how we perform on this guy. Hopefully better than the last fight. I need to redeem myself, so I'm going to lean forward here a little bit. Oh, mama. Okay. He's going to dodge here. We're going to stay on his ass. Get that full combo up. Ah, he went up. Right. He roars. We're going to just dodge. Get up. Hit him. See, the pillar stance moves a lot of his ground-based abilities. See, we're just going to glue on him. Ow, ow, you fucker. Use immobilize, right? Use your spells. Stagger. There we go. Use pillar stance. See how it dodged that? Bam. And we're keeping our transformation later. He's going to run up, and he's going to strike at you. Oh! Oh, okay, okay, okay. I don't know how I dodged that, but I did. And now he's going to lick his wounds. This is where you want to hit him. Again, pillar stance to dodge the ground abilities. Oh, that was smash stance in this case. We're going to stay behind him. Ow! Ow! God damn, man. Focus up. Just stay behind him. Smash stance. Get a full heavy. Stagger him. There we go. Now, we're going to probably change it to our transformation at this point. And just wait for him to come down. This will give you a new health pool. And we're going to just fuck him up and get him burned. Now I'm mad. Just attack him, fill your gauge on the bottom right. Once it's full, dodge, press heavy, and you're going to do this jump. Completely staggers him. And as you can see, he's burning off. Heal yourself, and you can charge to full. A lot of the ground stomps he does, and he's dead. So yeah, pillar stance very good there, as you can see. He's not too aggressive. Stay behind him. Use your transformation towards the ending, and you should defeat him. And get some headgear and some yarn. In this case, we got 3 yarn.
You might as well take
A mind core. Again, that will be used later. Most importantly, though, there are some goodies.
would be a deserving reward for that fight.
Let's see, where is it? Let's first pick this up. There it is, on the right side is a chest. We are approaching an hour, which is a lot longer than I intended the first video to be. But again, I was explaining a lot of the menus and the systems and things of that note. Nothing here. But what we're going to do is quickly grab the pill. And that will be it. On the next episode, we will be killing the big blue baby. And I better focus up and not play like I've been playing, because he will kick my ass. So maybe that will be when I finally start to fucking get good. Celestial pill will level your health up. So again, with the armor, the celestial pill, and then what we can do is quickly go back. And in this case, what I'm going to do, because you will get a lot of currency in this game, right? And again, you don't have to use medication a lot. So in this case, for this fight, what I would recommend is actually, I got 3, so I need 2. So I'm going to buy 2 yarns. Right? And then I'm going to craft the full set of the pillar stands. So here we go. And then if my math is correct, here we go. Now we have the full pillar stance. And now every time we sprint, it will charge up stacks. And if we want our next, you know, it'll increase our attack, and our next ability will have increased damage. So it's amazing. So it's going to synergize very well. But that's the end of the first video. I hope it was good. It's been, again, my first time. And I will see you, masochistic monkeys, on the next one. Later, jackoffs.